Hello. Woo. And welcome into another episode of Farm to Fame. I am Kelsey Wingert. The man who just hyperextended his elbow is Peter Moylan. And that is our pilot, our captain. I say it different every single week. Our captain, Maddie Mass. Hello, everybody. Peter's still in Australia.
I am. I'll be here for a while. So
he has a meeting today.
I have a meeting today. Yeah. Face-to-face meeting, guys. Haven't had one of those in a while. So
yeah. He was like, I have a meeting at 6. They're 16 hours ahead. And I was like, or whatever. And I was like, okay, so you just need to leave by 5:50, like get off the call by 5:50 to jump on another. And he was like, no, like I actually have to like drive to this one.
It was so, did you hear my snort just then?
I don't even know her in person.
Yeah,
Who
like
is she?
I have to go and actually speak to someone across from a table and have
make eye contact and stuff.
It's been a while.
Like when do you blank?
Yeah,
Ooh,
I don't know.
Man.
We'll figure it out.
Good luck.
What I did with my hands. I'm holding a baseball. I spent a lot of time at local sports this weekend. I went to a local cricket game on Saturday and a local baseball game on Sunday.
Jimmy is like super into cricket right now. John? Yeah.
I can't blame him.
Big cricket guy. He said it's like the same pace of play.
Well, the 2020 version is, yeah. And because they've got to run back and then they got to turn around, he's right. You can sort of do things in between.
Do they use a ball?
Yeah, I'll grab one for the next episode. I'll get a ball.
And you swing it like a golf club, right?
Oof.
No.
I mean, yes. I'm going to go ahead and say yes, but there is so many different shots because the fields are all around you. So it's not, you can spin and hit it that way. You can
you can score anywhere.
You can score anywhere around you. Yeah.
Oh, but does the ball stay on the ground?
No.
Oh.
It can hit in the air. So what they do is they come in and they bowl it. And the difference between bowling and throwing is that you have to keep your arms straight when you're bowling. So you got to come this way and really and then it has to hit the pitch and it has to be within a certain width.
Is the pitch the ground?
The ground, yes. But it's different they make it very hard. They make it very, sometimes, okay, so we're going to get into this. There is 3 forms of cricket. There's 20-20, which is 20 overs each side. I'll get into that later. Then there's a 50 over a side game, and those both last less than a day. Then there is a 5-day version of the game.
With the same 2 teams?
Same 2 teams over 5 days.
In one match, like only
one
win.
Correct.
Or loss. Is there a tie?
There is a tie. Lots of ties in that style of the game. But in the 4th and 5th days, the pitch can get cracks in it. So because it's so much different to the regular grass, by the 5th day, there could be a crack in the pitch that the guys try and hit with the ball that affects which way the ball's going to go, so you can use the pitch to your advantage sometimes as well. I know.
Okay.
I know.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
I want to watch it. So, Maddie, how are you?
Can I just make one? If you're going to watch it, just watch the 2020 version of the game, which is almost on every night in Australia.
What channel? How is he watching it at night? Like, is it on cable?
I don't actually know. But there's everyone.
Can we get them to sponsor us? This should be an ad. Honestly, we've given cricket a lot of pub.
Cricket's doing just fine without us.
Is it a major sport? Like, how much are those athletes making? Millions?
The Australian team makes between probably $1 and $3 million each.
Is there a league minimum? Oh
no, but there's where they make their money. There is the Indian Premier League, which is I think it's a 6 or 8 week tournament, and guys go over there and make $1 million to go play in that, $2 million to go play in that for 6 weeks. So, and you can go to England and get money to play county cricket. So there's places all around the world that you can go and play cricket for really good money. Whereas with baseball, it's the same with baseball. You can go to Korea, you can go to Japan, you can go to Mexico, win a league, you can go make money, and you can continue to play baseball for a long time. These guys do it with cricket as well.
Are the cricket players like famous in Australia? Like athletes are here?
Yes, yeah.
Dang.
And in England and in India and in Pakistan.
Famous is like Aaron Judge, like random, like
yes.
Yes. Oh, wow. This is a whole new world. Yeah. This is a whole new world. All right. Maddie, how are you?
I'm good. been practicing my cricket over here, so
It's just like a golf swing, so you'll be fine.
I just want to be famous like Aaron Judge. So I'm almost there.
Aaron Judge got married this weekend.
I saw that. Yeah.
He is a private man. I was trying to Instagram creep on the girl, but there's literally not one picture of her on his Instagram. And we've really hit some random points early on in this episode today.
This is good. This is interesting.
So as I have already sounded pretty, I don't want to say I've sounded ditzy so far this episode. I've been very inquisitive when it came to cricket. And now I want you, Peter wants to talk about the thing that happened last night. It was a car. Listen, I know baseball. I can talk baseball with the best of them. There are some sports that I don't know anything about. So I know there was a big car race last night. There was a big car race last night, and there was a car that came in like the final lap.
Yes.
And nobody could pass it.
Yes.
And somebody was able to change their tires, and Peter wants to talk about it. And I'm gonna have a lot of questions.
Honestly, that is the best description I've ever heard of what happened during this race. That you could not have introed that any better. Well done to you. There was a Formula One race.
Is that NASCAR?
No, it's not NASCAR.
Not NASCAR.
Formula One is open wheel. It's worldwide. So it's the
international.
Some might call it the premier racing
cricket.
The cricket of racing. Yes.
Okay.
Let's just call it that. The cricket of racing.
Yep.
And there was a tie for the world championship between two drivers, Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. They were literally tied on points after all the races that they had gone through, and it came down to this last race.
Is this 2020?
This is 2021. This is
making a cricket joke. You didn't get it. Keep going.
I do get it now.
Thank you.
My mind is so sharp that I just went straight non-joke mode.
Yeah.
Okay. So it came down to the last race.
Okay.
These two guys were 1 and 2 on pole position, and every other racer in the race was literally saying, we are going to stay back and let these guys go for it because we know how much this means. Fast forward, okay, first corner, there was an incident where Max tried to take the inside line and he pushed Lewis Hamilton off the track, and Lewis seemed to get a bit of an advantage from that and just took off. But anyway, that had no bearing on the race. He ended up being 12 or 15 seconds in front, but he was on some old tires. The way the racing works is if the tires get old, they can potentially pop and then you're out of the race. So he was juggling between pitting and changing his tires or continuing to stay in first place and have a 12-second lead. Then there was an accident. And when there's an accident, a safety car has to come out and every racer has to slow down and everybody catches up to each other. And that's the time when guys can pit. Lewis Hamilton decided not to pit at that stage to keep position number 1. Then the race director decided to make this new rule, and Max pulled in and got soft tires, brand new soft tires. So he's got the advantage of about 2 seconds per lap.
Man, you know the lingo. You're into this.
I'm into this. With just the change of those tires, he was able to gain a 2 second per lap advantage. Then the director tells, because in the confusion of the safety car, 5 cars that they had already lapped got in between Lewis Hamilton and Max. So that would normally mean that when the race starts, he would have to overtake those guys before he could catch Lewis Hamilton. The director made the decision to clear those 5 cars out of the way and just have these 2 guys race for the world championship, even though Max was able to pit and get new tires and Lewis was still on old tires. So it was 3, 2, 1, go. They had 1 lap to decide the world championship. And it was the whole way. Max overtook him and was able to hold.
Who got to be more inside?
Well, no, because Lewis started in front, and he got to decide when they started. So Max couldn't pass him until Lewis decided to put the foot on the gas. So he's got first place, and Max just had to catch him for 1 lap, overtook him, and ended up winning the world championship. Lewis Hamilton was going for his 8th championship, 7th in a row.
Max won, and Max was the one who got to change his tires.
Correct. And he was the one that was sitting in second place and was 14 seconds back with like 10 laps to go.
How many laps are in these races?
58 in that one. There's all different laps depending on the length of the course. But yeah, it was and if you haven't seen, there's a Netflix special called Drive to Survive. There's 3 seasons now, I think. Mandy is not into car racing at all. And she sat and watched the whole season and was absolutely enthralled by it.
When did you get into car racing?
Drive to Survive. The access, it's all about the access that they give you. You literally are in the pits with these guys. You're in, like, it's emotional. You know the ins and outs of the racing. It's political. Like, you've got to have money backing, but then the best
Is
drivers
it a
don't get into.
documentary or a
It's
series?
a docu-series. It's a docu-series.
How many episodes are there?
Probably 8, I think.
You know who's a big car guy?
Tell me.
Tyler Flowers. Love that guy.
Yeah, he is.
Is that what you wanted to talk about? Like, do you
That's
feel
it.
like you got out whatever
it
you wanted
out.
to say
I got
about
it out.
this?
I got it out. Yeah.
Okay. I just read about it on Twitter this morning because safety car was trending and it looked like a super futuristic car. So I clicked on it.
So the fact that you even got your attention, right? You're not a car person at all, but that shows you how widespread the reach is.
Well, yeah, it showed how many people were tweeting about it. It
Yeah.
was like
Crazy.
a very large number compared to normal things that are.
And that's what
trending.
they've done. They've been able to grab and capture the American market through that Netflix documentary, because there was not that many
Oh,
people.
you think is that a new documentary or something?
It's like 2 or 3 years old, but it's absolutely changed F1 forever.
What's their age demographic?
As 8 to 90.
Hey, you come here to learn about baseball, but today, farmers, you're learning about cricket and rain.
Well, we got no baseball to talk about, so let's get into other things.
Hey, you're not locked out of our love. Just remember that. We might be locked out of baseball, but you're not locked out of our love.
We are going to show up every week, even if you have to talk about cricket.
Even if we have to draft things like we're doing today.
Can't wait for this draft,
I
actually.
do think this has been a pretty entertaining. I mean, this is a genuine conversation.
Yeah. This is why I was saying when we were talking before we got on, I was like, why are we talking about this? We should be talking about this on air. This is what people come for.
Yeah.
They come for the Smiggle pens, by the way. Check that out. Oh, you'd love that, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So my daughter has an advent calendar.
Mhm.
And instead of getting chocolates, we got one from this, like a stationery shop called Smiggle. And
Smiggle?
that was one of the things that came in her advent calendar. So it's an amazing little thing. Not that we're hashtag promoting anything, but shall we get going?
Well, there's a company that's been promoting us all season long, and they've been along for the ride, literally and figuratively, and that is Roman. They have literally been with us since the start of our pod. We love you. But when the moment arrives for intimacy, you want to be ready. We know that. You want to be Roman ready, though. That's the best way to be ready. So you can go to getroman.com/fame now, and you speak to a U.S. licensed healthcare professional about erectile dysfunction, and you would get $15 off your first month of treatment if you are prescribed. The thing that we talk about every single time that we like about it, the system is completely confidential. It's totally discreet. When you get the package, there's no like big logos or anything on the packages. And we like that you're working literally with a US licensed healthcare professional, and they're going to work with you to help you find the best treatment plan. And then if you are prescribed medicine, it ships to you free with 2-day shipping. So the whole process is super straightforward and discreet and convenient for you. So like we said, getting started is super simple. You just go to getroman.com/fame and you'll complete an online visit, and you'll be able to take care of your ED without leaving the comfort of your own home. So you can complete an online visit today to connect with the US licensed healthcare professional. So you go to getroman.com/fame today. And if you're prescribed, you'll get $15 off your first month of ED treatment. You can make sure you're ready to have confidence and control this fall. Roman ready. Roman ready. Brooks Krisky is Roman ready to sign with, what a phenomenal name, Japan's Yokohama Dina Bay Stars.
Nice.
In the MPB. The MPB, would you say that is the second biggest baseball league in the world? So he is a Yankees rookie. So Maddie, tell us about Brooks Krisky.
I know that probably a lot of people clicked on this episode for the draft. We just have a few news things to to before that draft. First of which is Brooks Kriske. And as a Yankees fan, I figured I'd get this one out of the way in terms of news as soon as I could, because it was not pretty. He's the one that pitched. It was against the Red Sox in like the heat of the season when it matters most. And he threw like an MLB record number of wild pitches in a single inning. So the Red Sox like tied the game in the 9th and then won in the 10th. Probably a memory most Yankees fans try to push out of the mind.
Push it out.
You know what's interesting?
What?
There was another signing. I think there's been a couple of dribs and drabs of guys signing over in Asia. And I feel like anybody that is at the end of their career that doesn't want to wait out this lockout, it would be really interesting to see how many people end up signing that you wouldn't think was going to sign in Japan or Korea this year that ends up signing over there. Because there's still a lot of teams that have a lot of spots for I think they're allowed 2 foreign pitchers per team. So there's still a lot of spots over there for potential guys to be able to go over there and make some money at the end of their career if as I said, they don't want to sit there and just think about what might happen here next year.
Yo, I am not kidding you. There's an ant on my desk, an ant on my water bottle, and an ant crawling on my couch. Like this is, I feel like they're crawling all over me. Get me out of apartments. Okay. Ooh,
Freddie Galvis is the one that signed, wasn't it?
Freddie Galvis signed in the MPB too.
Thank
The
you.
same team.
Thank you, Maddie.
No, not with the same team. With the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. So they let companies be in their team names. That's good sponsorship.
For baseball fans, I don't want to. I mean, to have the option of watching baseball from I'd tune in as much as you can because it's pretty entertaining. It's a different style of baseball over there. It's really entertaining.
Well, Freddie Galvis has 2 plate appearances against you. I know. Give us your scouting report. You've seen him quite a few times.
I think he actually. I'm pretty sure he got a walk-off hit against me, or at least 1 hit off me. He might be 2 for 2 off me.
No, he's 1 for 2. You struck him out
Okay.
once, but he also he hit a 3
He hit a home run, didn't he?
Yeah, 3 run. If you ever
Yeah.
return to the MLB, it's safe now. Don't worry.
Where
I knew
was he
it
last
was
year?
something cool for him. He might have been in San Diego last year, or he just.
No, he started with the Orioles, then was back with the Phillies, I think. He played with
okay.
both in 2021. But don't feel too bad because I looked it up. In that game that he hit a home run off of you, he went 5 for 5. So he was just hot. You ran into him at the wrong time.
Wasn't my fault. And he's left-handed, so I'm no chance anyway. I'm surprised I got him out once.
Jose Marmelejos?
Marmalejos. You've said that name before.
Yeah, I definitely said that name before because I said it the same way I just said it. He signed with the Rakuten Golden Eagles.
Yes.
This guy led AAA West in average last year. He hit 338. He had a 1.1 OPS in 83 games this year, and he hit 26 home runs. And he has some big league time. So he has 76 games in the big leagues with Seattle across 2020 and 2021. He's hitting 80 with a 623 OPS and 10 home runs in the big leagues. But in AAA, he hit 338. Why would he sign internationally?
Well, for the same reasons.
He wants to be up at the highest level, but he's not performing at the highest level here.
How old is he?
He's
I
old.
feel like
He's older, right? Yeah, he's like 27 or 28.
okay.
Right?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
28.
So that's why, because he's 28
Do we
in
know
AAA,
what kind of contract he got?
he would have got him $600 to $1 million, depending on I think it's probably 650,000, 700,000.
I don't see anything. I just see stuff about him. That's interesting. Oh, he was outrighted on September 14th. So they designated him.
It's crazy, man. Like,
Hmm.
Hey, thanks for your great year. Well, maybe they did that because he wanted to sign over there. That could have been It could have been it wasn't like, hey, we're going to get rid of you. It could have been, hey, I want to pursue an opportunity somewhere else. And they said, okay, we don't see plans for you next year. We'll let you go. That's an ant. Yeah.
I'm killing ants everywhere, left and right.
Do you have spray? You're not going to war. Here I am. I'm in my apartment.
It just feels invasive. Like, here's another one. Why are there oh, that one's body. Okay, I can't. Okay. The minor league Rule 5 draft happened last week. That's what last week's episode was about. Maddie and I, Peter was asleep because he's 16 hours ahead, listened to the entire draft, which was on like a Zoom call. There was no video though. It was just audio. It was very interesting to like just hear everything and how, it was the executives of each organization that were, they had to like take role at the beginning. And it was just like funny to hear like those little parts of it. It went really fast and there's only a few guys we think we hit on. So we're just going to hit on who we thought the 4 biggest ones for you to be aware of was. The first one was Nolan Hoffman. He was the first overall pick by the Orioles from the Mariners. We ranked him as our number 8 prospect heading into the draft. This is Peter's guy. This is the righty sidearm reliever. He has a good career ERA, but he had that 5.32 ERA after promoted to high A last year. So he is now with the Orioles, Pete.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be with an organization, that's the one you want to be with right now, right?
Yeah.
Especially, I think that's a golden opportunity for him to get to the big leagues as quick as anyone. So good for him.
You want to do the next guy?
Sure. Gabriel Rodriguez, 6th overall to the Rockies from the Los Bravos. He was 4th for us in our top 10. Great fastball velo, 16.5 strikeouts per 9 and 12 walks per 9. Also almost 13 walks per 9. So if he can get it under control, he's going to be great. And Carson Fulmer, I've seen him for years try for so many different teams.
I need you to, this was the one name when it was said on the draft, I was like, oh, that's notable. So
Right.
what do you know about him? He was a 39th overall pick by
Correct.
the Dodgers from the Reds in this
Correct.
draft.
Yeah. He was like top 5. He came out of Vandy, right?
Yeah, in 2015.
He was top 5 in the draft or top 10 in the draft, or he was
top 10
with the White Sox. Is that who he started with?
Yeah, he was drafted 8th overall by the White Sox in 2015 out of Vandy. And he was their number 1 prospect in 2016 ahead of Tim Anderson.
So he had that really quick delivery when he first came up. And I think they tried to slow him down and slow the delivery down and have him. I think there's been so many people try to change the way that he throws that it's just sort of lost what it was that got him signed and to the big leagues in the first place. I think I'd like to say change of scenery might fix it, but I mean, he's had 6 or 5 change of sceneries and I'm hoping that this one works because, and the fact that he's still trying and he still wants to give it a go. It says a lot about the character a little bit too.
Yeah. I mean, and
a lot about the character a little bit, by the way. I want an oxymoron.
Carson Fulmer in 6 MLB seasons had a 6.41 ERA. So he's with the Dodgers now. And in case you aren't a baseball fan, why are you here? First of all, second of all, Dodgers pretty good. Alan Winans for the Braves fans. From the Mets, the Braves took him 43rd overall.
Yeah.
We ranked him as our number 2 this past season, 172 ERA and 47 relief innings across high A and double A. Only had 15 walks.
He was the guy that still had a fastball that sits at 90 miles an hour, yeah?
I think so.
Yeah. So, hey, outs are outs. That's what I've said my whole career. And I think we're going back to that. I think I mentioned that last episode.
172 ERA.
I know.
Across 2 levels. And
Strike
didn't you
throwers.
say that like double A is, or somebody said this, that double A is when you normally can see a pretty big drop off with guys going from high A into double A?
It's a big jump, yeah.
So that was the MiLB Rule 5 draft. The Rule 5 draft that you probably hear people talk about normally, the MLB Rule 5 draft will hopefully take place once the lockout is resolved. Not locking you out of our love. Did you see the tweet from Eno Sarris's article in The Athletic?
I retweeted it.
Give us what the tweet was.
Oh, man, you're going to make me read that?
I can read it.
You can? Thank you. I don't know.
It's been tied to inflation recently, and that's why the lines go up a little between 2012 and 2017. But over the same time frame where the minimum increased slightly in 5 years, overall baseball revenue took off, improving by almost 30% in that period. And while the minimum salary has remained relatively stagnant, more and more players have been shifted towards that salary. By my count, or that of others, more than half of baseball is in pre-arbitration or effective.
Correct.
More than half of baseball, I'm going to say that slowly, more than half of baseball is in pre-arbitration or effectively on the minimum salary. Compare that to 3% of the NBA on minimum. So half of baseball, 50% to 3%.
Correct. That's exactly, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's exactly what I talked about last episode when there's the shift. They're trying to make a shift so that you basically have 40% of the league making 10% of the money, and the rest of the guys are just trying to, guess what's left. So they've shifted everybody, like the older players, towards the lower contracts. They've shifted the league minimum. Most guys are now, and there's so many rookies playing because there's only half the teams competing. So they're bringing up a bunch of guys that are on league minimum and just trying them out until they're ready to go and get the big pieces once they have the draft picks come up. It's just like it's a machine that just moves when you've got this rebuild mentality instead of the I want to go for it all the time mentality.
Yeah. Eno Sarris does some really good work. It made my life when he just showed up to the Denver house. Like he rode his bike. I think he got hit by a car on his way there on the bike. And he just walks in and I was like, Eno Sarris is here.
He kind of lived in a little bit.
I was keeping score and you guys were playing ping pong on the kitchen island.
On the kitchen island. I can't wait to do it again, by the way.
Literally can't wait. Okay. So today we are drafting. We love minor league team names and independent league team names. They're phenomenal. And we are going to draft. We're going to have a minor league name and mascot draft. And it's brought to you by our friends at Dugout Mug. So we've told you about, how many days are we away from Christmas? What's today? 13th. We're 12 days away from Christmas.
I'm 11.
11. Yeah. So when this episode comes out, we're going to be a week and a half away from Christmas. If you have not done your Christmas shopping, you need to get on that. And if you need help, I love giving gifts. So tweet at me or something. And I'm going to tell you to get a Dugout Mug. If you're listening to this podcast, you're a big baseball fan. We know you have big baseball fans in your life. This is a really unique fan to give to a baseball fan. We know you've heard us talk about him. We know that you've seen literally every single person on the network having their Dugout Mug. I'm trying to my glass that I always have over here. We all love them. We all have them. They are a huge supporter of JOMBOY. They just came out with the metal mugs. We all have the wooden mugs that are really cool, but the metal mugs are the only ones on the market. They have the wine glasses, bottle openers, shot glasses, all made from the baseball bats. It's the perfect gift for the holidays. But the metal mug is the newer one that I really want to see. That one's really, really unique. So they're still giving you guys the best deal, one of the best deals they've offered all year, even though they're almost sold out of their inventory for Christmas. You can use the code JOMBOY at dugoutmugs.com and that'll get you 30% off. So if you still need to figure out your Christmas shopping, they have every team. So go to dugoutmugs.com/JOMBOY or use the code JOMBOY and you get 30% off the whole store. But you probably need to do that right now because shipping. So we are drafting the best non-major league teams, names, and logos.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to include all of the minor league affiliates, of course, plus any of the independent league teams. And we're going to do 10 rounds. Are we doing that random generator thing again where Maddie's going to get to go first?
I'm clicking it right now. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, the order: Kelsey, me, Peter.
He just makes that up. Honestly, there is no such thing. I don't want you to turn your camera around because I want the illusion to be that you're just all right, Kelsey, you get to go first.
That's not true.
Man. All right, go Kelsey.
All right, this is a random one that I don't think you guys are going to expect, but it's fitting for my life, and I'm going to go with the Florence Yalls.
The what?
The Florence Yalls.
I love that. Goodness gracious. Okay.
Yeah, that's a really good Southern team name.
I feel like it's a foundation to build off of,
Mm.
Yeah. Good for you.
Okay. I am up next, and I feel like I have to take I want to take like an actual minor league team before digging into the Wild West that is independent
Mhm.
league.
Mm.
So I'm going with the Binghamton Rumble Ponies.
Love that for you.
Goodness gracious. Yeah.
Like my number one.
They're the Mets Double A. So some
Okay.
Rumble Ponies in Double A.
It's a good one.
So they're off the book. Okay, good. Well, I'm going to go with our friends. And you said it earlier that we are sort of numb to this name because we say it so often, but it's still the coolest name, I think, in minor league baseball. And that's the Trash Pandas.
Like we talk about them so much that the shock factor of the name doesn't get us anymore because they're a friend of the pod. But if today was the first day that I heard of the Rocket City Trash Pandas, I would be like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Now Peter picks again.
Yep, Peter's back.
I'm going to go with the Schwamberg Boomers of the independent league somewhere in this country. Let me tell you,
What,
there's
Boomers?
yeah, Schwamberg Boomers. Why? Because I probably am one, but no, that's
Okay.
not why.
They're in the Frontier League.
There you go. Thank you.
Okay. I am now going to
Hey,
go.
I'm up.
Oh.
Now let me try to
no.
predict what you were gonna take.
Okay.
Just kidding. I'm just gonna take what
Oh, you
what
I
definitely-
feel I feel
oh.
like you actually could guess what I was going to take.
I'm gonna go with I think you were gonna go with Sugarland Skeeters.
No, but that's a great guess.
Dang it.
Truly.
I am going with Rocky Mountain Vibes. I just think that's so funny. Plus, if you either of you have Google up, just Google it and look at the logo. It's a marshmallow in a s'more on fire, and I think that
Goodness.
looks so funny.
Oh, you're winning this one, Maddie. Oh, I didn't even see them.
Yeah, just like the name Vibes.
Oh yeah. Rocky Mountain Vibes.
That is awesome.
Oh yeah. Logo's phenomenal.
The logo's
oh my
all time.
gosh.
If we were just
Oh,
drafting
Maddie.
logos, this would be first overall pick.
Yeah.
There's no coming back from this for us.
Well, see, we need to clarify that I'm going just on names, not logos, because not
Yeah.
all of us have time to sit there. So listen to me, Maddie. You have researched the logos are not part of the draft.
The
that is
logos
a
are not
great
part.
selling point.
When we
Excellent.
post this on Twitter and ask who won, the logo is not part of it. Now, will I include the logo in the graphic to see if I can sway a few people? Of course.
Yeah.
Dude, you got to include. Look at that. Look at that. That's the.
So
I'm
funny.
so upset that I didn't. That would have been my first round pick.
Oh, without question. That's really good. All right, go Kels.
Okay, I am going to draft Montgomery biscuits because I really love bread.
You're pulling for the southern
matter.
vote.
Well, yeah, but like also, I mean, my friend and I went to Carrabba's the other night, and I thought about the bread basket all day with the olive oil and I just love bread. So I'm here for the Montgomery biscuits. I feel like I do need to take the Sugarland Skeeters because that's my hometown.
Okay.
And my parents live like 2 miles away from the ballpark.
No one's gonna judge you for that.
I know. But I like my collection of things so far. I have my hometown, I have bread, and I have the word y'all.
Yeah. So I
But
mean,
Maddie's still winning.
yeah.
So my next pick, I'm going White Sox low A, Kannapolis Cannonballers.
I like that. I am going to go with the Amarillo Sod Poodles,
Mhm.
even though I have no idea what a sod poodle is.
It's on my board.
Oh, those things, they look like a groundhog. They're like a squirrel.
Okay. It's an actual thing. I thought it was
Yeah,
just like,
it's an animal that exists.
and I've just changed my fourth pick too, by the way.
What is it?
I like this. I'm going with the Visalia Rawhide.
Whoa.
I feel like it's a
Visalia.
rawhide.
Raw.
Raw, yeah, RAW. It really hits with my personality.
Oh, what is it? Open link. Diamondbacks low A. Okay.
I don't like to know because if I know what they're affiliated to, I won't pick them based on who they are. So
Is it my turn?
yeah,
No, I
Maddie's.
think it's mine. I'm going to pick the Utica Unicorns.
I think Maddie and I are taking different strategies in our draft.
What's your strategy and what do you think my strategy is?
Well, my next pick is the normal corn belters, just because it made me giggle.
Yes.
Normal, like, okay, corn belters.
Yeah, I like that.
So I now have y'all's, I have bread, I have my hometown, and I have normal corn belters. I'm losing, but it's fine.
Maddie, you're up, right? Oh no, you're gonna pick.
No,
again
no,
first.
Kelsey gets the wrap.
Oh, that's fun. I'm gonna take the Washington Wild Things.
Hmm. Is that an independent or
I have no idea. Yes, they're an independent.
yeah, that's fun.
Wild Thing.
All right. Where was I?
Hopefully not where I am on my list. I'm saying I'd love you to be in
Yep.
front of me, but just
I
not.
would love to be in
Australia.
Australia. Yeah.
Yeah. Road trip.
Hello.
I think this is another team that we talk about and we've mentioned. I just think the name's funny.
Again,
Lansing Lugnuts.
Love notes.
Yeah.
love it. I'm going to go with the Gary South Shore Rail Cats.
Gary. What's the cat? Rail cats?
The Rail Cats. The Gary South Shore Rail Cats.
Okay. There's another ant. Yes.
Followed by the Albuquerque Isotopes,
Hmm.
who I played
Isn't
for.
that like a cell?
It is yes, it's like a nuclear. It's the name of the team in The Simpsons too, by the way.
Yeah.
So
All right, Maddie, your turn.
Now
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
up
win.
again.
yeah,
Aren't you? If he just
Yeah.
went back to back.
yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Another ant. Die, 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 die.
I am going to go with, I like the name of the city here too. Gastonia Honey Hunters.
Yeah, that's a good one. I feel like you're taking an exciting and colorful and
He's
bright
also
route.
he's going for the 8-year-old vote, I think, with the unicorns and the like.
I don't know what I'm going for.
How many rounds? This is the end of round 7 here.
Correct. Yes. No. This is the start of round 7.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so I have 2 picks in a row.
Yes.
So I am going to take the Lakeland Flying Tigers because
Ooh.
all tigers should fly.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can fly, they can get away from the Bakersfield train robbers.
No, that was on my board. I was hoping
That
that would
is
fall.
unbelievable. That's a great name.
It is.
Also,
Train
are you trying to create a story with the names that you picked? Kels?
They're really
Because
good. I really should try to do that.
You could actually storyboard the names and then come up with a great little skit. But Maddie, your pick.
I am going to take the Fort
Okay.
Myers. What?
Never mind.
The Mighty Muscles, you son of a biscuit.
Yep. Fort Myers Mighty Muscles.
If that's not also I have a history in Fort Myers, so that's another reason. You just got me right in the heartstrings, Maddie.
Oh, Maddie.
Well, I'm going to go with the Daytona Tortugas, just
Love
because.
turtles.
Yeah, exactly. And the Down East Wood Ducks.
I looked at those side by side on my your turn, Maddie.
Yes, back to me. I will take, we discussed this one before the show started. I think it's pretty funny. Milwaukee
it.
Milkman.
You did it. You freaking did it.
He did it. He did it.
You're annoying. Okay. I will now take, to go along with my story, that the Bakersfield train robbers
Mhm.
got off the train in Akron. They were running from the flying tigers who were flying, but they tripped on rubber ducks.
That makes a lot of sense.
A lot of sense.
Like a banana peel.
Yeah. You got another one, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep.
the rubber ducks tangled Santa Cruz seaweed.
Oh, that I
just-
genuinely that was my
just
next
wrote that
pick.
down. I just wrote that down. Look.
Yes, that was genuinely going to be my next pick. So now I have to go look something else up.
Well, do you lose a pick if you're not done within 10 seconds?
Ooh, shot clock. 10,
Sure.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
All
The pick
right.
is in.
Yeah, it's in. I am going to go with Rosie's rocked them before. Give me the Burlington sock puppets.
How's that not in there anyway? That's excellent. Okay, I'm going to go with the Richmond Flying Squirrels
Ooh,
to
that's
try and
really
try and
good.
catch up with your Flying Tigers.
Yeah,
And my final
much
pick,
bigger animals.
my final pick will be the Birmingham Bloomfield Beavers,
Ooh.
just because it's an alliteration of the B, and I like to say alliteration.
Alliteration is fun, as is rhyming. So I try to take a little value pick here in the last round. Give me the Macon Bacon.
Oh, good by
I
you.
had a scratch and sniff t-shirt from them.
Mm.
Oh, I already took the rubber duckies.
You've got 4 minutes.
I think I got to take the H-Town Apollos.
Ooh,
Just because
I know
like
why.
if you're from Houston, like that's NASA, baby.
Yeah.
Like H-Town, Town Clutch, Space City, the Apollos. Also, I have never heard of the Houston Apollos, like ever, which is very interesting to me because I feel like any semi-professional baseball team in Houston, I would have heard of at some point in my life. Nonetheless,
Maddie,
they're on my team.
You should link these two things that you linked, send us with all the names so people can go and make their own choices as well. Because there are some absolute crackers on here.
I'll put the two links that we used in the descriptions. Tell us what we missed because there's so many more.
Yeah, there are so many.
But we'll also put a poll out on Twitter. I'll make a graphic with all of our picks.
And factor in like our personalities and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Factor in the story.
Yeah. Thanks, Maddie.
Factor in what color shirt we got on.
Maddie, is that a black hoodie or is there a color that I don't know of? Because that looks
This is
lighter than the
blue.
black hoodie that I have. Oh, that's the blue. I have it in blue. I mean, black and red. I got red because I saw Jake wearing red. So I got red. Isn't that like a Mean Girls quote? Okay. That's our draft. Tell us who won. If you like bread.
You
But
don't like bread, but don't try and sell them on just the bread. Go ahead.
the last time we did a draft, I wanted to draft a guy named Corbin Carroll, who's the #2 prospect for the Diamondbacks, but he got hurt, a very serious injury in the middle of the year. So I was confused if I could take him in said draft because I didn't know if I was fielding the team for next year. But Corbin Carroll is a very, very good outfielder. Wait, is he an outfielder? Because that's just what came to my head. But it's not on here. But I'm pretty sure he's an outfielder.
He is
Feel like I need to start
center
over.
field. Center field.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say I'm pretty sure he's in the outfield. But there was video on Twitter. He's finally back in the cage after being placed on the IL. It was a shoulder injury in May. He was a first rounder in 2019. He was hitting .435 with 2 home runs in 7 games before he got hurt. This was a guy who, if he would have stayed healthy the whole season, we probably would have seen him up at some point. He, like I mentioned earlier, is the #2 prospect in backs. Really good. So we're excited to see that he's coming back from injury. It is time for Aussie Lingo because our Aussie man has an Aussie appointment in Aussie 36 minutes and he's supposed to be off the call 9 minutes.
9 minutes ago. Are you ready?
Yep.
This is a pretty funny one, but all the Aussies will appreciate this. Durry.
Dairy.
Durry. Durry.
Cheese.
Nope. Starts with that letter though.
Cars.
Oh, shoot. I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. You said it was funny, so I'm saying diarrhea, but I now know that's no good.
It's no good. No, it's a cigarette. Durry. It's like, oh, give us a durry, will you? Throw us a durry. You guys got any durries? That was just not a good one, but I don't have time to redo one, so that's what we're stuck with.
Nice.
It's good.
Bye, Pete.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Pete.
That was a really fun episode, by the way.
I know. Okay, so we told y'all last week something that you guys could do to help JOMBOY Media. So the company has blown up, especially this past season. It's not only just growth from the support, but they've gotten so many new employees, and they want to make sure that they're continuing to put out a product that you guys want to listen to, because Jimmy and Jake legitimately are two of the kindest people I know, and they're so aware that this company only exists because of the support of you guys who have been so loyal to the content that they put out and to those guys and everybody else with the company. But they just want to make sure that they are still giving you the experience that you came here for initially as they continue to grow. So they're putting out an anonymous survey, a way to them to get feedback from the people that they care about most, which is you guys. And it is in the description of this episode. And it's going to take you literally less than 5 minutes. It's anonymous. Nobody will hate you. It'll only help us. And if you do it, they're going to send you an email for a 20% off discount code in the JOMBOY Media Store, where you can get that cool hoodie that Maddie's wearing and that all of us have. So yeah, the anonymous audience survey is in our bio, the link to it. It will literally take you less than 5 minutes. And I'm not kidding you. Like, they're paying attention to like how many people do the survey, and it's very meaningful to people in that office to make sure that as the company grows, that they're continuing to pump out the kind of content that you guys want to see. And they really want to hear from you guys. So all you have to do is go in the description and the link will be there. And that, our friends, is going to wrap up this week's episode. Peter had to jump. He has a meeting that he actually has to drive to. But this was a fun one. We were a little random, Maddie, but I loved it.
It was a random start, but ended up being a lot of fun.
Hope you learned about cricket today. We love y'all. Farm on, farm often. We'll see you next Wednesday, baby. Bye.